Greetings, YouTube land, and welcome back to my Super Metroid Let's Play. As you can see, we are starting this episode off in Norfair, and we're just gonna do a quick little thing in here. Gonna come in here, grab this sexy energy tank after I try to kill that little guy down there, and fail, because I fail at life. If you notice the door is gray right now, that's because we actually have to kill that, I think it's called a lava gamer. That little guy that I just killed. You have to kill him, and that actually is what unlocks the door, so. And now I have the high jump boots. That's an item I, mentioned a couple times in the last episode, and if you can't figure out what it does, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do for you. Just go home and rethink your life. Maybe go back to school. Just for real. Anyway, that is actually, the high jump boots and that little missile expansion there are actually the only two things we need in Norfair right now. So, we're going to, leave the room. Quick note, if you do happen to kill the little guy in that room, before he goes down, unlike what I did, make sure you shoot the door and open it. If not, you will have to kill him again after you get the high jump boots. So just make sure you do that if you're able to kill him quicker than I did. Anyway, we are now leaving Norfair and heading back up here. And this seems like a dead end. Or is it? Shoot a super missile or two with those little blocks and come into this room and walk into the nasty mouth there and enter Kraid's lair is actually where we are now. Yep, Kraid appears in this game, and you'll be seeing him in just a minute or two. I'm not actually a huge fan of this room just because Kai hunters, those flying wasp lobster monstrosities, they're called key hunters, and I don't like them. They like to dodge your pseudo screw attacks. They're really a pain in the ass like that. So finally I just decided I'm done with you. Time to die. And here I'm actually gonna go and save because I realized at this point that I had been playing for like half an hour and was about to go fight Kraid, and I hadn't saved a single time yet. So I was like, let's go save because I'm doing a Let's Play. And that means Kraid is going to kick my ass, because Let's Play curse. Spoiler alert, he actually doesn't kick my ass, and I do indeed kill him, so. You get to look forward to that. And here I'm just killing the key hunters again. Kai, I'm not really sure. It's spelled K-I, so it could be either, could be something totally different. Anyway, so you just bomb down there, go through this door. You really want to kill those space pirates. And coming back, you actually have to kill them. And that's a little mini Kraid there. He's really nice because he drops a whole lot of stuff. And up here, I'm just kind of demonstrating that there is actually an energy and a missile refill in this room. So if you need them before fighting Kraid, feel free to use them. They're right there. And Kraid is not super hard, but it's always nice to go into any boss fight with full health and ammo and all. I mean, that just makes sense. So, here you see me derping out and losing, like, 40 health to spikes. And now we are in Kraid's room. And you see me morph here, and that actually is to reduce lag. You're going to see me morph and unmorph a couple times, and that's just to demonstrate how much lag is actually caused when you're standing normally and not morphed as Kraid is coming up out of the ground. It's really intense. And there you see me trying and failing to get the famous Kraid quick kill, which, again, if you can't figure out what that is, honey, I'm sorry, there's just not much I can do for you. But it's actually a fairly difficult thing to do. I've never gotten it, mostly because I don't really actually know how it's done. But yeah, basically with Kraid, you wait until he opens his mouth, and then you shoot missiles into his mouth. You run out of missiles, switch to charge beam. The little boomerang things flying around will give you health and missiles if you're out. avoid the giant, like, platform-sized spikes he shoots from his belly button, and all is gonna be good. And, interesting note, Kraid's actually supposed to have a death scream there, but I think because his mouth wasn't all the way open, it didn't play. I'm not really sure. Either way, we now have the VARIA suit, and it is pronounced VARIA because VARIA is actually a mistranslation of barrier. It was originally intended to be called the barrier suit, but someone at Nintendo somewhere fucked up, and they ended up calling it the VARIA suit, and I guess the people who made this game, or who made actually, the original Metroid, it was in that one, were just like, you know what? VARIA sounds cooler than barrier. Let's call it the VARIA suit anyway, so good job. And here you actually have to kill those pirates, otherwise the door that I just went through will not unlock. It's like the little lava gamer guy from a couple of years ago. Anyway, coming down here, and you'll see that door there is flashing. That door was actually locked until you kill Kraid. And in here, there's these little frog bastards, and they're really easy to kill. Just let them attach to you, and then aim straight up and shoot a missile, and they will all die. And that lets you grab this wonderful, delicious energy tank here. So we're starting to get pretty swole. We're not there yet, but we're definitely getting getting stronger. So, and now that we have killed Kraid, we're actually gonna go back into Norfair, because if you're not familiar with the VARIA suit, what it actually does is not only does it improve your defense and make you look pretty cool, it protects you from superheated rooms, and Norfair is basically a volcano area. So you can imagine there's a lot of pretty hot rooms in Norfair. So you need the VARIA suit to protect you. And now that we have it, that's what we're gonna do. So here I am, taking another save, just for good measure. Oh, and what happened there? Well, basically, recording glitch. It was bad. I basically just had to scrap like 15-20 minutes of footage and re-record, and that was the best I could. That was the best transition there that I could get. Was just kind of slapping the two together. So. My apologies for that. Luckily, it doesn't happen like that again anywhere in this playthrough, so you won't have to worry about that. Anyway, now if you see in the background how it's kind of like, I don't know, wobbling and like running, sort of, in the background, that's how you can tell the room is superheated. Actually, and if we didn't have the VARIA suit, we would be taking constant decent damage from the room here. And actually, if you look really, really closely, you can see that Samus is actually glowing a little bit when you're in superheated rooms. Even if you have the VARIA suit, she actually glows a little bit. I guess just to signify that, hey, this room is heated, and you would be taking damage if you didn't have this suit. So, it's just a really cool little touch. There are a lot of really, really cool, just little details like that in this game that you may not notice because they're really subtle, but they're there, and when you do notice them, you're just kind of like, hey, that's pretty cool. Anyway, I hate this room. Just absolutely hate it. I'm not the best at platforming in this game, and this room really kind of demonstrates it, because I do approximately 10,000 derps, and it's pretty bad. But now we're through, and we are into Bubble Mountain, and there's something pretty cool coming up in which I make myself look as though I'm actually good at this game. So what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to kill that little guy up there. That guy's called a cack attack. Fun fact, if I weren't full on super missiles, those things have a massive, massive chance of dropping super missiles. It's pretty cool. And so there I see that, hey, I finally got him. So I'm going to come over here and grab another lovely missile expansion. Excuse me. I was getting all, look. So, yep. Another missile expansion, and then I'm gonna head up top, back up top to where I was shooting at the cack attack from, and I'm gonna do a jump, and I'm gonna be quiet for a second and just kind of let it speak for itself. So, yeah, you can see what I did there is I held the run button and I ran off the edge of the first platform and flew all the way over and managed to get a wall jump placed just right so that it allowed me to actually climb up there. And that's a hell of a lot harder than it looks. I'm actually going to do it later again in the playthrough, and I'm actually going to have to edit some footage. I actually had to edit some footage out because it took me like a minute of trying to finally get it. It's so hard. And what that does is it basically skips having to go around a pretty long section of Norfair. What you see me doing there with the arms, it's called arm pumping. It's just a little thing I do. Basically what happens is when you're running like that, anytime Samus's arm cannon angles up or down, it just advances her 1 pixel across the screen. It's a tiny little thing, but I don't know, I like to do it sometimes. It's actually a pretty big trick in speedrunning, so not really trick, but thing. And now we have the speed booster, and once again, in pretty typical fashion, if you can't figure out what that does, I'm sorry, honey, there's just not much I can do for you. So, as you can see, the speed booster is doing exactly what you expect it to do, and making us go like Sonic. It's a pretty cool item. It has a lot of uses, and I show it off a decent amount in this playthrough. And so now I'm actually going backwards. This is the door I entered just now is actually the door you're supposed to come out of to get up to the speed booster. You're supposed to go down and way around and go through a really awful lava room and just all sorts of stuff that I didn't really want to do. So here you see me once again demonstrating that I'm not actually all that good at this game. I really don't like that room very much. It's kind of a pain because if you fall, you have to come all the way back out here and then go through the door again to reset. It's just a pain. But oh well, we persevere because I like this game. So as you can see, I shot that little blue button to raise the pillar and then came over here and grabbed a missile. And this is actually a pretty serious sequence break here, what I'm actually about to do, and I didn't even know it was a sequence break the first time I played, because I didn't notice the little blocks up above me. When you saw me jump over those white blocks on the ceiling, those are actually grapple beam blocks, and that's what the game intends you to do, is to get the grapple beam and then come here and get the wave beam, actually, which is what I'm about to grab. But with some good wall jumps, which I did not demonstrate, you can actually just stand on the spikes and wall jump your way up into the room. And it's pretty cool, because the wave beam is really useful. So, and then those blocks there in the middle are actually combo blocks, and then once again you can watch me play Farming Simulator, because if you look at my health, it was not at the best. I was on 164 health at that point, and that's less than I like to have. Well, actually I think 264, but that's still less health than I like to have. So, bit of Farming Simulator just to make myself happy. And now I'm just going to kind of make my way back, sort of the way I came from, and down a little farther into Norfair. We're about to go do some pretty fun stuff, but that's actually not going to appear in this episode, unfortunately, because I have to get there first. And I don't know what just happened there, where I did that weird floaty thing with the bomb and the jump and the... I don't know what happened there. It was weird, but it was cool. So, and yeah, here I'm just kind of bombing and rolling my way down and heading through this door. Excuse me. And that's actually why it's really... That right there is actually why it's really nice to have the wave beam, because if I didn't have the wave beam, I wouldn't be able to take this path. Because you actually need the wave beam lets your beam shots go through walls, basically, is its kind of gimmick. And so you're actually able to shoot the button from the other side of the pillar to open it, and it's really cool. Anyway, this episode is just about to be over. You see me opening that super missile door, and there's actually a boss through that door, but we're not going to fight him just yet. That's going to be reserved for the next episode. So, until then, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all again in the next part.